is in Lofi. I'm just recording on my phone, video and audio. I have been having so many issues. I can't even use my mic with this phone because it doesn't connect, and how I've been recording wasn't connecting my camera. And I wanted to get this video up today, finally, because it's supposed to be up today, and it's going to be late either way because I've been having so many problems. So I'm sorry for the lo-fi, unless we like the lo-fi. Let me know. I'm whispering. Should I do soft spoken? Maybe I'll switch to soft spoken for this because I know the audio's not as great. But honestly, the problems I've been having are kind of fitting because, guys, November has been my worst reading month in about 2 years. 2 years. I wasn't even gonna do this video, so I completed three books and am in the middle of another one, so like 3 and a bit books. So because that's not very many, we're also going to do a little book unhaul at the end of this video, okay? So hopefully this isn't a complete disaster. Let's just get started, shall we? So the first book, and really the only full book that I read physically in the month of November, really close. I am glad I read this though, because if I remember correctly, it was the only book on my October TBR that I didn't get to. But it did take me quite literally the entire month of November to get through this. It's been a mess, guys, but I'm good. I hope you are good as well. So this is a study in drowning by Ava Reed. It is this stunning edition. Gorge. I've been wanting to get to this for a long time. It's the first Ava Reed book that I have read. This is a YA, like gothic, very moody fantasy. And I rated this one, I've been kind of going back and forth, and I think I've settled on 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars. Only because it did take me so long to get through, so I do think parts of it were a little bit slower. But I also think I was in a bit of a reading slump this month. But this book, we follow Effie, who is the only woman, it might be the only woman in like this whole university, but definitely in the architecture school. But she wants to be in the literature school but couldn't get into that. And then she ends up winning this contest to make up these new blueprints for the house of her favorite author who has recently died. So she gets to go to this, like, far away to this house to help make these blueprints. But it's not quite what it seems there. There are weird stuff going on. There's another boy there who also goes to the university, who's like working on his own stuff, trying to basically say that her favorite author didn't write his most famous novel. And she's also dealing with some trauma from her past. Actually, there's a lot of trauma going on, more than I anticipated in this book. But the mood, the atmosphere in this book was chef's kiss. Super dreary. Like, where they are at the house is like wet and gross and decaying, so you really do feel that throughout. So I loved that. I loved the actual plot line. I found that very, very unique. My issues came in where, like I said, it was a little bit slow, and then the things they were trying to uncover, like, just didn't feel like super urgent, and I didn't care that much. Like, what they really cared about didn't feel that important to me, if that makes sense. Like, it seemed kind of silly, but I still enjoyed my time reading it, even though it took me a whole month to do so. So 3.5 stars. I'm glad that I finally read this and jumped into this author. Also, under the dust jacket of this is also beautiful. It's so weird recording this way. Okay, and the next two books that I completed, I only completed because I listened to them on audiobook. I will be real with you there. If I hadn't have done that, I probably would have only finished one book in November. So I'll just show you them both because they are part of a series. And this book was, or is, on my 10 before the end, so that's good. I can knock off one. This is the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. This is part of a interconnected contemporary romance series. This is the second one. I read the first one. Oh no, what's the first one called? I forget what the first one's called. But I read that a few months ago. So this one follows the best friend of the main character from the first book. And I would definitely recommend reading the first one so you understand Sloane's backstory and like what happened, because it was very, when reading the first book, very unexpected and dramatic and deep. Like, these are not like super fluffy rom-coms. They actually deal with real life issues, and a lot of them. But so Sloane finds this dog in the middle of the road, kind of takes it in, and then the dog's owner ends up being this like upcoming rock star, basically. And he asks her to hold on to his dog until he can get home, and they just kind of keep talking, and it goes from there. But I really enjoyed my time, I guess, listening to this one. I rated it a 4-star. I was invested in the story, and the writing is very good. I was rooting for the couple, and I love the dog. So because I'd finished that, there was one more in this interconnected trilogy. So I figured I would just jump right in to the third one to finish it off and at least feel a little bit like I had accomplished something in the month. So this one is called Life's Too Short. I was really curious as to who this book would be about because the last one felt like it summed up everything really nicely. But this one is about, what am I trying to say? The male main character in this is in like one chapter of the last book. So hardly the first two are very connected, whereas this one could almost really just be a standalone. Like you can just read this one. So very much separate. I didn't like this one quite as much as the last one, but I still very much did and enjoyed my time with it. Still very, like each of the main characters are dealing with personal issues. Our main female character, whose name is Vanessa, she's dealing with health issues. She's a travel YouTuber whose mom and sister both died from ALS, and she is worried that she's going to get it as well and not live very long. So she doesn't want to get into a long-term relationship because of that, just to have them lose her essentially. But then she meets our male main character and he starts helping her out with some family issues she's having, and they get closer, and I'm sure you can guess where things go. Yeah, it was good as well. 4 stars. 4 stars. Now I need to get into her other trilogy, which I think is more popular. Let me just show you the book that I have started. Not super far into. But this is another one on my 10 before the end, so yay. This is Empire of Shadows by Jacqueline Benson. This book is really heavy. It takes place in 1868, something like that. We are following Ellie. She is let go from her job after protesting for women's rights. Lots of misogyny going on here. Same with Study and Drowning, actually. And she finds this map to basically like a new land, and she wants to explore it, but because she's a woman, she doesn't think that she can just go and do that. But being fired kind of lights a fire under her booty. So we're just getting to her going on this adventure, which should be fun. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. It is book 1 of the Raiders of the Arcana series. So, yeah, those are all the books that I read in November. I do think, though, that I am already out of my slump. November was just a weird month. I had a lot going on. But I just want to say that slumps are normal. Fluctuating your reading is normal. I did struggle a little bit throughout the month, like, being really hard on myself for not reading. But at the end of the day, we're human. Whatever, it happens, you know. Never force yourself to read or do anything. So yeah, it is what it is, and I'm back at it. I'm excited for December to see what reading I get up to. So let me show you the books that I am unhauling. A couple first are ones that I have read. So firstly, this is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. I read this September. I want to say it's in September. It's a thriller that I just really didn't vibe with. It was just really slow. The whole situation was so unavoidable. It just wasn't for me. And I don't need it sitting on my shelves any longer. I really only keep books that I've read if they're like 4 stars or above. Sometimes 3.5. But this was like a 2-star. Then the next book that I have also read this one I think I just read in October. This is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I say I've read it, I actually DNF'd it. I almost finished it. But yeah, just a series that unfortunately wasn't for me. I thought I was really going to enjoy it. It's a cozy mystery. Love cozy, love mystery, but yeah. And because I DNF'd it, and I don't plan on going back to it, you can find a new loving home with a reader who will enjoy it. I might actually have someone in mind who would enjoy this. And this is so bad. Please do not come for me. But the next books I will be DNFing are the next 3 books in the Thursday Murder Club series. Do not come for me because I know. Okay, 1, I know it's bad that I had a lot of the series before I read the first one. That is something I have been actively working on and actually have been really good at, not buying the rest of the books in a series before reading the first one. So, yeah, it's something I've been working on and I'm proud of that. And also, I didn't get any of these books for full price. I think I thrifted 2 of these. So they can go back out into the reading universe. Again, to someone who will love them. And this knocks 3 books off of my TBR, so. I think this is the second one, The Man Who Died Twice. And then maybe this is the third one, The Bullet That Missed. then lastly, the last devil to die. It's too bad, but I know they'll go to a better home. Okay, and the final book I will be unhauling is a heavy one. This is one, again, that I'm kind of sad to be saying goodbye to because I got this book years ago in a blind date with a book, and I started reading it then, like when I got it, and I ended up DNFing it, I don't know, maybe close to halfway. I don't really remember why. I just like wasn't super duper into it, and I just have never picked it back up since. Like at this point, I would need to restart it. And when going through my shelves, I saw it and I'm like, I don't see myself actually going back to it, so I'm going to remove it. And it does remove a book from my TBR because I never actually finished it. So Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. Even with the unhaul, this video is still so much shorter than my other reading wrap-ups. I'm sorry, this video this month is such a mess. Yeah, please let me know about the lo-fi. I mean, if we like lo-fi, I can keep going with it. Filming lo-fi is easy to do. But yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to go. I hope you have a good rest or sleep.